What if God sent a prophet not to save the people, but to make sure they couldn't be saved, at least not yet? Isaiah chapter 6 contains one of the most theologically disturbing passages in the entire Hebrew Bible. God tells his prophet, "Go preach, but I will personally ensure that no one understands you." The answer to why reshapes how we understand divine justice, divine mercy, and the survival of a people. To understand why God would seal his own people's understanding, we first need to understand what Isaiah thought was wrong with Israel. Isaiah belongs to a prophetic tradition alongside Amos and Hosea that diagnoses Israel's core problem as moral, not ritual. In Isaiah chapter 1, God declares he is sated with burnt offerings. He calls Israel's festivals a burden. And when the people raise their hands in prayer, God says, "Your hands are stained with crime." The remedy is not more sacrifice. It's ethical transformation. Cease to do evil, learn to do good, devote yourselves to justice, aid the wronged, uphold the rights of the orphan and the widow. Isaiah is not anti-ritual. He insists that ritual without justice is worse than no ritual at all. The word for this kind of worship activity is cultic practice, meaning ritual offerings and festivals, not cult in the modern sense. Isaiah chapter 5 gets specific. He condemns land grabbing, those who add house to house and join field to field until no space remains. He condemns drunkenness, bribery, and the perversion of justice. The disease is moral corruption, masked by religious performance. But his core narrative introduces something far more radical. Isaiah chapter 6, the prophet stands in God's throne room. Seraphim, fiery celestial beings, cry out, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts." Isaiah's lips are purified with a burning coal, and then God speaks, "Go, say to that people, hear indeed, but do not understand. See indeed, but do not grasp." God commands Isaiah to dull the people's mind, stop their ears, and seal their eyes, lest, seeing with their eyes and hearing with their ears, they also grasp with their mind, repent, and save themselves. God is sending a prophet whose message is designed to fail. The structure of God's command reveals something deliberate. A chiasm is a literary pattern where elements appear and then repeat in reverse order: A, B, C, then C prime, B prime, A prime. In God's command, the order is dull the heart, stop the ears, seal the eyes. In the consequence clause, unless they be saved, the order reverses: seeing with eyes, hearing with ears, grasping with heart, heart, ears, eyes, then eyes, ears, heart. The literary form mirrors the content. Comprehension itself is being inverted. The reversal in the poetry enacts the reversal of understanding. This is where the theology gets genuinely difficult. Why would God want his own message to fail? The answer lies in a collision between two divine commitments that cannot both be fulfilled at the same time, at least not for the same generation. The Mosaic covenant, the conditional agreement at Sinai, is clear. Obedience brings blessing, disobedience brings punishment. Israel has broken the covenant, justice demands consequences. But God also made promises to the patriarchs and to the house of David, promises of enduring relationship, of a people that will not be destroyed. Mercy demands survival. Here is the paradox. If the people hear Isaiah and repent now, they escape punishment. But then justice is unfulfilled. The covenant's own terms are violated if they are simply destroyed. Mercy is abandoned, so God's promises to Abraham and David become empty. God is caught between two attributes that both define who God is. The sealed understanding is not cruelty, it is the mechanism that holds both commitments in tension. Isaiah himself asks the obvious question, "How long, Lord? How long must understanding remain sealed?" And the answer introduces one of the most important concepts in biblical theology. God says, until cities lie waste without inhabitants, houses without people, and the land is utterly desolate, devastation must come first. But then, Isaiah 6 verse 13, like the terebinths and the oak, of which stumps are left even when they are felled, its stump shall be a holy seed. The tree is cut down. That is justice. But the stump survives. That is mercy. And from that stump, new life will grow. The remnant, the surviving portion of a people after catastrophe, is not a comfortable idea. Isaiah 10 makes this devastatingly clear. Even if your people should be as the sands of the sea, only a remnant shall return. Destruction is decreed. A tenth survives. Not a majority, not even a large minority. A tenth. The holy seed is precious precisely because it is tiny. This is not a promise designed to comfort the present generation. It is a promise aimed entirely at the future. The remnant's delayed comprehension is the key mechanism. The people cannot understand Isaiah now. Their minds are dulled, their ears stopped, their eyes sealed. Punishment falls, justice is satisfied. But the remnant, that tenth, that holy seed in the stump, will eventually understand what the prophet said. Their comprehension comes later, after the exile, after the devastation, and when it comes, the covenant is restored. Mercy is fulfilled. The timeline matters. Justice operates in the present, mercy operates in the future. The remnant bridges the two. It is the stump that connects the felled tree to the new growth that will come. Isaiah's moral critique explains why punishment is coming. The sealed understanding paradox explains how God navigates the justice-mercy tension. The remnant explains what survives and why. This theological architecture, punishment now, salvation later through a faithful remnant, becomes foundational for later Jewish thought and eventually for Christian readings of Isaiah. Isaiah's message was not designed to be popular. It told the present generation that their destruction was both deserved and decreed. But embedded in that devastation was a seed of hope, a stump, a remnant, a holy seed that would one day understand what the prophet had been saying all along. Justice and mercy don't cancel each other out. They operate on different timescales.